Harrison, obviously Kentucky was very physical and you team to face, and it sounds like Oklahoma is equally as physical. Are there similar challenges that you'll face tomorrow night?
Definitely. I mean, we had a renewed emphasis on boxing out and not turning the ball over, but I feel like a lot of the stuff we did was self-inflicted. It wasn't anything that they did, but for us, it's just going back to our habits of boxing people out, hitting them first, and then being physical.
What's your mentality coming in as obviously you are the Jordan school, they're all Jordan schools, but this is Michael Jordan school. How do you feel coming into this event?
I mean, yeah, it's a big event. I mean, I walked into the room, saw that gear in the hotel room. That was pretty crazy. But for us, it's just another game. Trying to focus on the game plan, packing in the paint. Winning points in the paint, boxing them out, not letting them get top of the boards, getting good shots, not turning the ball over for us.
What's the last couple of days of practice been like? Obviously, wanting to get back into the win column. What are the last few days in practice?
Definitely been competitive. I mean, we switched up the teams a little bit. We started playing a little more live, going back up and down, getting competitive against the floor. But really for us, it's trying to get points in the paint, get Armando easier looks. The teams are doubling, having little stuff like that. We added a few new plays, a few new defensive looks, and we try to get out here and win the game.
So you switch up the teams a little bit, so kind of mixing some of the twos and ones type of.
Yes, sir. Like the last 2 days, it was like me, Elliott, Paxson, Jay Witt, and Jay Wash on the team, which isn't the team that we normally do.
Physicality has been a talking point. Win or lose, are these games against big teams with a lot of banging, how beneficial is that going to be down the road for you guys?
I think the big teams, the physical teams, the close games, the mistake, we had a few mistakes against Kentucky, not getting the rebound, past the end, just little stuff like that is stuff that's going to clean up whenever we get down later into the season, the March Madness. Our first 3 ACC games are on the road, so they're going to be close games, so we know that those are going to be tough games. But really the experiences of this is going to help us later in the season.
I know it's just another game, but can you just kind of talk about the experience of being one of the Jordan Brand teams? Because it just seems like there's so much that they put out there for you guys this week. Yeah,
for me, I don't even really know what's going on. We walked in the room, there's all this stuff on the table, and they tell us we're going to team meeting, and then all of a sudden a boogie comes out, and we're like, what is going on? But yeah, it's a big game. We're going to support our women's team tonight. Hopefully they get a win. Hopefully we get a win tomorrow.
What is the impact of that? This is one of the few tournaments where you get to share the spotlight with the women's programs. How do you receive that? What's been your experience?
It's been cool. The whole experience of just being in North Carolina for me has just been cool. The whole last 3 weeks have kind of been a blur. We go from UConn to Florida State to Kentucky, now here. Just being here, seeing our women's team play tonight, we're going to go there as a team, watch the whole game, and hopefully they win. And then kind of having both the UNC schools here is really cool.
Harrison, what does it take to get that extra oomph you guys kind of need as far as cleaning up the glass?
I think for us, it's just boxing out more because we switch everything off the ball and on the ball, 1 through 4. So a lot of the times our point guards will be on the 4, our point guards might be cracking down on the 5, and having them box out and everybody else come clean up the rebounds.
And then what have you noticed about Armando trying to get him kind of back in a groove after the last few games? What have y'all kind of talked about that?
Definitely in transition, trying to look down low when he's getting the early seals. There's a few times we look him off, even when I'm at the 4, when I'm playing the 4, and I'm at not high post, at the top of the key, and I catch up there, kind of give him a look and maybe give him a little easy post touch whenever he can go one-on-one. Because a lot of times when we do a play for him, or if he's posting up, or there's like an obvious post up, teams will double and try to take him out of his rhythm.
In addition to boxing out, with the switching, right. Kentucky got some really good matchups when they kept switching, especially late in the shot clock. What can you all do to try to combat that?
Definitely what Coach Davis has been talking about is having more pride and stopping our man. Whenever you switch a lot of times, a guy might go for 20, but he might score on you 1 time or 2 times and then score another else 1 or 2 times, versus whenever you have one guy the whole game, it's kind of easier to lock down your guy. But for us, it's just kind of having emphasis on one-on-one defense. We did a lot of one-on-one drills where it's just one-on-one, mano. If you lose, you run. They're in practice, so I think that's going to help us tomorrow night.
What's the mentality of the team after those 2 close losses to 2 of the best teams in the country?
We're mad. We want to win tomorrow. We want to win bad.
We were just talking obviously to Jaylen Withers. He's kind of talking about the differences in his role from Louisville to kind of be more of a blue guy here. What have you kind of seen from him as he's kind of made that transition?
Definitely him getting more comfortable the last few practices. When we switch with the teams, he's been playing really, really well the last few days. Showing off his athleticism, getting weak side blocks, getting dunks, put-back dunks, knocking down open threes, making the right play offensively. The way for him is just getting on the court and just playing hard.
And what's it kind of like, being around him as a team, his personality?
Oh yeah, that's my guy. I mean, he's my roommate, so I know him really well. And I see him every day, almost too much, but yeah, that's my guy. You know, he's cool. This is my best friend.
And then the rebounding has been a big issue, and when he's in and you're at the three, that seems to help in that regard, the rebounding.
I mean, obviously with more size, it'd be a little bit easier, but at the end of the day, rebounding is more about the heart. I feel like if you box out, your man won't get the rebound.
Harrison, you talked about the dream of playing in North Carolina, and obviously been a tough month for the family with Walter Davis and Eric Montross. What have you seen from that regard as far as what you've learned about the Carolina family, particularly in these tough, months?
Definitely showing how close the family is. I mean, every day I go into the locker room, we have practice, there's some alumni back, saying hi, talking to the team. I mean, every day after practice, we have like 2 or 3 alumni come back, and after practice they come and we get in a circle, we listen to them talk, listen to them give us their advice. And I mean, just seeing after Coach Davis's uncle died and then Eric Montross yesterday, I mean, see how close the coaches are too. I mean, they're all together. I mean, it was a sad day for them, and they're all together and sticking their right side.
What's kind of the message they've been trying to impart on you guys as y'all go through this and then prepare for a game?
That every game is important, and not to take advantage of a day and try to look ahead too much. I mean, don't look ahead. Everyone wants to go to the NBA. Don't look ahead to that. Everyone's thinking about the little 5-day break we have to go home. Don't look ahead to that. Don't look ahead of the game against OU today or tomorrow. Don't look ahead of just today. Just enjoying time with our family the next few hours and just having a good time.
Person, I don't know if you can really explain how guys make shots, but with RJ Davis, a lot of his points come in the second half. He kind of ends up, that's where most of them come from. Like, how do you kind of explain that phenomenon? Is it just a rhythm thing? Or?
I mean, I'm still early with him, but I mean, he's just a bucket. I don't know how else to explain it. He's just a bucket. He's just wired to score. I mean, I know with RJ, I'm like, we're gonna get 20 plus a night, whether it's at the end of the last minute or if it's at the beginning of the game. We know at the end of the day, like that. At the end of the game, we want the ball in his hands.
Hubert just talked a lot about his leadership as, I know you weren't here last year, but he said leadership, he's become more vocal than he had been in the past. How do you kind of see that manifesting itself when you're around him in practice and even in the court games?
I mean, definitely, if we're having a bad practice, he'll be the guy to bring us together, get in somebody or get mad at somebody, or even just if someone doesn't box out now, because we're emphasizing boxing out, yelling at somebody for not boxing out. But really, as a team, it's kind of as a whole. I mean, everyone knows what we need to do. We have a lot of older guys this year, a lot of older guys in the starting lineup, and just staying together and doing what we need to do.
What were the messages from the coaches after the game? Was it more mad or more we're making progress? What was their message coming into this game?
Right after the game, it was.
I mean, in the practice. Yeah.
Okay, but right after the game, they were mad, and then a week, 2 days later, we had film. We had an hour and a half of film, and we were just talking about boxing out. I mean, it was like 28 different clips, 27 different clips of us not boxing out and not even hitting our man, not even touching them. So how are you going to get a rebound if you don't box out your man, no matter how tall you are? I mean, a lot of teams are playing. These are the best teams in the country, best players in the country. They're athletic. You're not just going to out-jump them. We got to hit them first.
Everybody good?
Thank you.